Good morning. I'd like to welcome again the investors here to our Global Initiative Conference. I'm just going to get started with the heavy news of the day. Some of you know that last week we were discussing adopting an entirely new financial model for the approaching fourth quarter, specifically with reference to emerging markets. Over the weekend, however, it occurred to me that a more feasible option may be to simply streamline the policies of third quarter into the approaching fourth quarter. So we're going to go for that option instead. And I know, as I say, this is going to be a bit of a shock and surprise to some of you guys. So I'll just open it up for questions from you guys, the investors. So Tom, yeah.
Yeah, I think shock and surprise is a bit of an understatement, given the fact that a few weeks ago we were discussing this new financial approach, and suddenly you seem to have taken a U-turn. What is the motivation, the reasoning behind all this?
Pussy.
Pussy.
I'm seeing, some of you know, I'm seeing a new woman in my life. She's only 25, but she's really smart. She's a yoga instructor. She knows who Marlon Brando was. Likes the Kinks. Can't be bad. And we had a lovely weekend together. And as you do, new relationship. And we were kind of having pillow talk. And she said, "What's third and fourth quarter?" And wanted me to explain it to her, and I did. And she said, "Why don't you just keep fourth quarter the same as the third quarter?" And I just couldn't turn her down. It was the way she asked. It was really sweet. So, but I think it's good. I think it's good.
So in exchange,
do you have a follow up to that?
In exchange for fucking up the financial approach, what else has she done?
The sex is just. I mean, you can imagine, 25 years old.
Now, beyond the sex, what is she going to do for this company?
She makes really good soup. I have to tell you, and it's healthy too. I mean, she's a vegan as well. So,
God.
But yeah, I mean, the short answer to your question is pussy. This is a pussy-based decision.
Pussy. One simple word. But how many decisions, not just in our world today, but throughout the whole of human history, have been made because of it? Thomas More is in Winchester.
The original site for Winchester Cathedral began here in 642 AD.
Because of pussy.
Because of pussy, yes. And following the Norman conquest, it was reconstructed somewhere around 1079.
Also because of pussy?
Also because of pussy,
okay.
Yes. And following that, in 1093, it was officially consecrated by the bishops.
And was that because of pussy?
No, that was not because of pussy.
Oh.
The bishops were gay.
Of course.
Of course.
Yes.
And however, a group of monks transferred the shrine of St. Swithin's from its original location to here at the cathedral. And that was because of pussy.
I see. Now, of course, when people think of the town of Winchester itself, I suppose the visual that comes to a lot of people's minds, of course, is that rather forbidding statue of King Alfred the Great.
Well, what makes this a rather interesting statue is that two layers of pussy are involved. King Alfred, of course, was a king who did everything he did because of pussy.
Of course.
But the statue itself was designed by an artist named Hamo Thornycroft, who himself made the statue because of pussy. And the legend goes that Hamo was seeing a girl at the time who was 10 years his junior. She was a Pilates instructor, and he wanted to impress her by making a statue of Alfred the Great. And you can actually see on the base, very, very faintly, he's written, "To Pippa, I'm so glad I met you." But unfortunately, it's been shat on by birds throughout the years, and it's barely legible at this moment. But yes, two layers of pussy were involved.
Of course, there are a lot of very famous personages buried here at Winchester Cathedral, perhaps the most notable being Jane Austen. Would you say that Jane Austen primarily wrote because of pussy?
No, Jane Austen did not write because of pussy. Jane Austen was pussy. However, the decision to bury Jane Austen here at Winchester Cathedral was because of pussy. Quite a lot of people at the time got laid for demanding that Jane Austen be buried here. And we can see the sort of pussy-guided trend continuing up to our present age, specifically with Jane Austen and her appearance on the back of the new £10 note. as we can learn from this reenactment by the BBC players.
My lords and ladies, the BBC players present for your amusement and edification a recreation entitled How Jane Austen Got on the Back of the New Tenor. Observe all.
We had Charles Darwin on the back of the last tenor, so I say we get someone else with a long beard. Maybe Robert Browning. Or what about Gimli the Dwarf from Lord of the Rings? But you're the head of the new £10 note commission. What do you reckon?
Well, funny enough, I was having this discussion with my partner last night, and we had a lovely dinner, and she's so amazing. She could see that I was troubled by something, and she was like, what is the matter, darling? And I said, oh, it's this blasted new £10 note. I've got to come up with an idea of who to put on the back of it. And she suggested, why not a woman? And, that's when the penny dropped. She's always teaching me things, my partner. She is so amazing. And I called her my love teacher. And I thought, that's an amazing idea. What a smashing idea. That a woman, but which one? And it's very funny because she's actually not yet read any Jane Austen novels. She loves Emma Thompson. And I said, well, Emma Thompson might be a bit premature in terms of historical import, but she did love Sense and Sensibility with her and Hugh Grant and the whole. She's quite a romantic. She's my love teacher. I love her. And I said, what about Jane Austen? And she says, smashing idea. So I say, let's go with Jane Austen.
So even the very money we use to this day is because of Pussy. And interesting fact, that relationship actually did not work out, as we can see by revisiting our recreation already in progress.
Oh, hello, this is your partner leaving you yet another message. I've not heard from you in a few weeks, and a bit peeved, given the fact that I was influential in helping to put Jane Austen on the back of the new £10 note in your honour. So you would have thought that in the last couple of weeks, if you'd visited any one of any number of cash points across the whole of Great Britain, you might have stumbled across a few visual reminders that, yes, you have a partner. So please give me a bell back. I would love to hear from you again. Darling? Love teacher?
Pussy. How did this unassuming whole obtain so much power over the course of human events? We've invited Pussy along with us today to answer a few questions. Pussy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Pussy, why do you feel it is you've had such influence over the development of mankind's progress?
I don't know. They just desire me, and I don't know.
Thank you for joining us, Pussy. Anything else you'd like to add?
Me too.
I think that goes for all of us. And thank you for watching the Pussy program on the Pussy channel. Of the Pussy, by the Pussy,
And for the pussy.